Welcome everybody to another Age of Empires forecasted game. We got two of the best players in the world facing each other in sunken lands, where they need to fight for this big gold. And let's just see how it goes. Welcome everybody. In the color orange we have, playing as the Ottoman, it is LoueMT, and the color green playing as the Holy Roman Empire. It's LucifroN. How are you doing, guys? I got some updates on my site regarding the Knights Templar Fortress. I've been modeling the Knights Templar Fortress for quite a while. It has taken me, I don't know how many hours, countless of hours. If I tell like hundreds of hours working on it, I wouldn't be off. Like, it does take quite a long time. And the reason for that is just the nature of things. When you build something for a game, like in Unreal Engine 5, and you want to add a lot of detail, every single detail matters. So what I've been doing is I've been streaming it. And I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but I've been streaming it on the AOE4 category on Twitch, which can be a little bit misleading, considering like I'm not playing the game, but I'm actually making something like for the game, if you know what I mean. So I don't really want to share the process, because for me, when doing this type of work, which is pretty much making art, I want to share the final result. Because a lot of people, like, they just see the work in progress and it's like, that's not that impressive. But for this type of work, it's the last 20% of the work that is like 80% of the quality. So I'm hesitant to share like the process. At the same time, it's so many hours working on it that, you know, like, I cannot sustain myself doing this on my free time. So I was thinking, you know what, I'm just gonna stream it, and you know, maybe someone will find it valuable. Maybe someone will, you know, I want to see the process. The process, it's there. I don't know if save the videos for the future. I'm not super sure, but we will see. We will see. Hold on a second. I need to reduce the volume here. It's too loud for me. There you go. That's much better. Anyway, let's get back into this game. HRE in this map. Probably this is, I mean, Sunken Lands is it Sunken Lands or Carmel? Let's take a look. It is Carmel. Okay. It is Carmel. Sorry, guys. They both look pretty similar, except one of them don't have like the big gold in the middle. So it is Carmel. This is a pro scouting map, and we see LucifroN already thinking about going pro scouts. You have a lot of deer. You have more deer packs than any other map, I think. Like, you have two big deer packs, one small deer pack here, another two small deer packs, which is like 3 in total, and I feel like it's like 4. So pro scouting is pretty good in this map. Now, if you have tried pro scout before with HRE, you will notice that your economy is just out of this world. Your economy is just out of this world when you pro scout with HRE, just because you put the deer here, you put the Icon Chapel, you have like extra, how much was it? Extra 30%? Was it 30%? It was 40 before, right? And they just nerfed it. So it's like, let's just say it's 30% extra, plus survival techniques, extra 15% is just like, it's just a crazy thing to witness. So your economy is so big that it's so hard to play with this. Like, I tried before, like, you're pretty much suffering from success here. Like, you have so much food, you don't know what to do with it. You need more production, and normally you just follow up with, you know, you just make a few units, and then you just follow up with pretty much going to Castle Age. Like, you have one of the weakness of a fast castle is that you don't have food, and you need to fight for the food, otherwise you cannot make units. But with pro scouts, you know, that's really not the case anymore, because you have plenty of deer on the map that you can use. So it's pretty hard to punish. We see LucifroN already with two production buildings. It's gonna be a spearman and horsemen. Meanwhile, Louis only playing with one military school. Not really doing anything with those spearmen. In this map, the initial gold is pretty close, so there's nowhere near where you can harass. So I guess just having the military school at the moment. I don't know if he's gonna go for a second military school. We will see what Louis' plan is with Ottoman. It's always really wild to see Louis playing Ottoman. It's just out of this world, really. Like, usually he likes to go for 2 military schools very often, like super fast, but it looks like it's not the case this time. It's just gonna stick with one. And looks like he's about to go Castle Age. Let's see which Vizier point he has chosen. No yet. No Vizier point yet. For a Castle Age, probably he may be thinking about going for some field work. Get those imams out. We will see. We will see how it goes for him. Meanwhile, LucifroN just gathering the deer very easily. Already sending some spearmen here to defend, but LucifroN has units of his own. Already starting to put some archers to deal with those spearmen. Louis starting the production of Sipahi right away from the military schools. And it's gonna be a fast castle. You don't even need to put a tower here in this map because the gold veins are just so small that you don't really want to put a tower. It's just too much investment. You're gonna mine the gold as soon as possible, and it's in range of the TC, so it really doesn't matter. Question is, who's gonna contest the big gold in the middle first? Because that's what this map is about. Because the other golds are kind of exposed. Like this one is still close, but the other ones are really far away. So civilizations that require a lot of gold, like French or Malian, like it's really important for them to secure this one. It's really important. So it's gonna be the MIA. Coming up for Louis, obviously, that's the only choice he have. The other Lamberts just sucks ass, man. It just sucks so bad. And LucifroN not really thinking about a Castle Age anytime soon. He has a lot of army. That's a big army here, considering we are 7 minutes into the game. That's a power of HRE, the power of Uber Eats, or whatever you use in your country. We don't have Uber Eats here in China. We have plenty of choice. The other day I ordered was like a hamburger. It was. I'm trying to translate the price into US dollars. 0.2 cents, something like that. I'm not kidding. I'm really not kidding. Sometimes we have promotions like this. Like we have so many platforms competing that all of them make promotions, and you just try all of them, see who has the best promotion, and sometimes you just eat at home for less than $1 and you have a very nice meal. Pretty much pro scouts. Now we need to see where are Louis' imams. We're gonna be sneaky here. LucifroN already guarding this relic, and this is very important because if you're playing HRE, you want to gather the relics as well. Like LucifroN is trying to go to Castle Age, gonna get the Reckness Cathedral, and that's a problem because Louis has 2 imams right here. Like he knows HRE love to go Castle Age, get those relics. I need to secure at least 2 relics. Like if I can secure 3, that's great. Because it's just gonna be really hard, considering LucifroN has a huge army. And Louis is already starting to produce some man-at-arms. It's gonna be producing from the military schools and have 2 barracks here. But I don't know if man-at-arms is just gonna be enough. The good thing about the imams, like they can just heal each other. Sipahi gonna come here. It looks like LucifroN will be able to deny this relic. It's a cool thing about these imams, when you got them from the Vizier point, they actually do AoE healing, so they can just heal all these units. Oh my god. Louis is losing the imam, and probably is gonna lose the second imam. This is huge. This is really huge. Now he's forced to build a monastery, and that's not a good position to be in when you get those Vizier points. It could have been more sheep in your base, but you decide to go for the imams, and you know, really tough position for Louis. Not be able to gather those relics, and now LucifroN aging up with the Regnitz Cathedral is gonna be able to secure probably more relics than his opponent. And it's gonna be a tough one for the Ottomans, especially in this map where gold is very limited. Carmel and Sunken Lands, it's a map that relics are really important because you have all these small golds that run up super fast. So having relics is huge in this map. Looks like Man-at-Arms doing a lot of tanking here. They definitely gain Louis a lot of time. But is it gonna be enough? He's already having another monastery, trying to capture a relic somewhere. But LucifroN having units pretty much everywhere. Looks like LucifroN is gonna be the first one to get the first relic of the game. Leaving one relic near Louis' base just to gather. Looks like it's gonna be one for Louis, potentially two for Louis. LucifroN already have 3 relics on the way. Must be feeling pretty good about himself. Now there is a problem with HRE, but it's not so much on this map. It's like they gather so much that the deer runs up super fast. And then it becomes a situation where, oh crap, I need food. And they slow down a bit. Whereas if you go for farms, like maybe your economy doesn't explode as fast, but you don't stop. Like you already have some farm transition and you feel really good about yourself. There will be a point where LucifroN power spike will be reduced. But for now, we still have plenty of deer in the map, not considering we also have Louis' deer, which haven't been secure yet. Looks like Louis is just gonna be pure man-at-arms here with some Springles, some Knights. And LucifroN is not making any crossbows. It's just gonna make Knights, which they do pretty well against man-at-arms. And it's just gonna go Knight Archer. And I think this is just a personal choice because when you watch LucifroN play, he's just really good at microing. I think the other day I was watching, it was a game against, I think it was Lancaster. And his micro, he was playing French. And he was just microing like a madman. Like he will, during the fight, move the knights to go away for extra healing. He wouldn't lose any knight. And somehow you have just like an equal fight, but turns out that like LucifroN ends up winning purely by micro. It's like just insane. It's like a fight you shouldn't go that well on your side, but still you manage to get away with that. And especially with French, if you can heal those knights, like it's just devastating to lose like that. So it's gonna be just with Knight Archer for LucifroN. Gonna be, you know what, I don't need crossbows. I have my micro. That's all I need. Louis also building some knights. Is it from the military school? He doesn't. Well, let's see the second vizier point. It's gonna be sheep. Definitely he's gonna need some food here. Especially because LucifroN may be thinking about getting those deer for himself anytime soon. And at this point, I think the game becomes really chaotic from both sides, because Ottomans can have really like a huge ball of army, like it snowballs into every single kind of unit. We don't see it yet, but it's like Janissaries, archers, horsemen, knights. It's a mix of everything. It's just really hard to counter. Really, really hard. And LucifroN going knights, it's pretty much guaranteeing that Louis is gonna go Janissaries at some point. And you need to go those Janissaries, they're pretty good. Looks like LucifroN is already thinking about securing the gold in the middle. He does have the army for that. He does have the army, so gold in the middle gonna be secure for LucifroN. And he's gonna be feeling pretty good with 3 relics, with Regnitz, and the gold at the middle. It's gonna be in a really, really good spot at the moment. Let's see what is the follow-up for Louis. He keeps making knights. He's gonna be switching to spearman. Gonna be switching to a spearman, or is just a free spearman that you get from here. It is a free spearman. We're not gonna see a spearman soon. It's just a spearman from Temu. not upgraded. Dark Age Spearman in the Imperial Age. Love that when that happens. And even though Louis' situation doesn't look very good at the moment, he does have 3 military schools, and that's where things start changing for him. He does have the military campus, extra military schools, and I don't know if, yeah, I think probably the next best here point could be this one. Our LucifroN's gonna trust in his micro. Knights against knight. I don't think this is a fight that LucifroN wants to take at the moment. He does have quite a lot of knights here, but they're not all of them here. Should be raiding somewhere. But this is a fight that LucifroN doesn't want to take, definitely. That's a lot of Springles. Even though the Springles don't do a lot against archers, when there are that many, they tend to do pretty good. And this Springle Mass is just gonna force LucifroN to just pull back for now. You know what? I ain't gonna attack for now. I'm just gonna chill back in my base. And you know, if you cannot do damage, probably you may be thinking about an Imperial Age yourself. Like, you need some advantage at some point, because you're gonna be running out of food and you don't have farms. That's the problem here. Especially if you go Suabia, like, you will need plenty of food already too. Even though your villagers are cheaper, you still need plenty of food to really justify the economy. And at some point you're gonna go for a farm transition. And LucifroN is pretty much, it's like playing all in here. Like, I'm having all the food in the map and I don't have any single farm. And at some point his pressure is just gonna decrease. This is a pretty annoying composition to deal with. Just Knight Archer. Especially when you have LucifroN's micro. Meanwhile, gold is about to finish for Louis. It's about to finish this one. 800 gold is not a lot. He finished this one and he doesn't have much gold. Only have 2 relics. Military school gonna be going down. And looks like Louis is gonna go for Sipagi. Sipagi, absolute unit. One of the best horsemen in the game, especially when dealing with those archers. Just the extra range, it can give so much, you know, so much opportunity to clean all this when you activate the ability. Looks like no sprinkle emplacements here for LucifroN. And this is a very chaotic game. Very chaotic. It's like Louis is gonna go for the attack now. Right, with some knights. And LucifroN is trying to do the same. We're not gonna find anything, just gonna find the army. And Louis is gonna build another military school. Just get back what he lost. No sprinkling placements here. That's pretty big, because at some point Louis' army, like, we are in equal economy. And even though this is HRE without farms, it's gonna be running out of food soon. And Louis is gonna have 3 units. And we're gonna have extra Vizier points soon, so I will think it's gonna be Advanced Academy. He already have, how many military schools? 4 military schools. So we're gonna see a huge army from Louis. And if LucifroN doesn't have these outposts upgraded, there you go, they're coming. It's gonna be a tough fight for him. He's probably gonna lose the gold in the middle. And even though you have 3 relics with HRE, you still wanna mine gold. And LucifroN looks like he's gonna go for the Palace of Suabia. In the back, definitely his economy is about to... You can already see the food per minute. Like, there's no deer left. You have this one, but it's gonna be really hard to contest. So you need to think about food at the moment. And you can see he's going for berries. You don't really want to go out in the map to get those berries. There's a lot of knights on the field. And Imperial Age is there for LucifroN. Let's see what he upgrades first. It's gonna be Elite Knights. Very bold choice. But considering he has like 20, doesn't look pretty bad at the moment. Let's see if he will have the gold to sustain this this choice, like, because upgrading to elite knights at this point pretty much forces you. You know what? I need to play with knights. Like, I have to play with knights. You don't really want to upgrade like elite man-at-arms, elite crossbows, elite archers. Like, there is not enough gold for everything. You need to decide. And looks like LucifroN is just gonna stick to the knight archer comp. Still adding some crossbows at the moment. But looks like Louis does have an army that can contest the gold here. Second Vizier point for Louis. And it's actually gonna be Janissary Company. Gonna have extra Janissaries to help him win this fight. This is gonna be enough, because LucifroN can snipe those Janissaries with those archers. There you go, Janissaries coming here. Springle's doing a lot of work at the moment. Outpost about to go down. Probably LucifroN will have to pull back for now. And he's gonna be losing access to gold probably. One outpost go down, and Janissaries will just take care of the knights. They are not in range of the archers, so they will just doing a lot of DPS. And Louis just gonna keep pushing. Let's take a look at the numbers. They're pretty equal at the moment, but Louis has a lot of Springles, and that's starting to become pretty annoying. LucifroN without access to gold at the moment, he cannot upgrade more units or keep producing the knights that he wants. You can see that economic-wise, it's not looking pretty well for him. Like, he needs a lot of food. And Louis has been raiding some villagers here and there, so they're pretty equal on villager count at the moment. LucifroN will be forced to go to the small gold vein. And looks like knight army numbers will be reset here, except that LucifroN have upgraded knights. The problem is not really the gold for him. The problem now is he just don't have food. Not a single farm for LucifroN. So even though he wants to attack to get advantage of him going to Imperial Age first and probably forcing his opponent to stay in the Castle Age as long as possible, like, he don't have the army to punish his opponent. Like, okay, like, you cannot go Imperial Age as well. I have an army, you need to keep making units. But now LucifroN doesn't have the army to deal with that, and Louis is taking advantage, and he's going for the Istanbul Observatory. And that's where, even though Ottoman's economy is not that great, you're gonna see a huge spike on military power here. Extra military school, extra production speed. They're just gonna have a lot of units. I'm surprised no walls from Louis. Usually Louis tends to build a lot of walls. Even LucifroN have some walls here. Some farms are starting to happen, but you need way more than that. And now that Louis is on Imperial Age, let's take a look at which upgrades he's gonna go. It's gonna go Elite Sipahi. Definitely one of the best upgrades you can get at the moment. Great Bomber coming soon. Something like free siege. There is 1 gold left here. There's still quite a few golds here in the map, because LucifroN has been focusing on the big gold vein. Still have control of this gold vein because of 1 outpost left. But he don't have a big army to deal with this. He does have elite knights, but the problem is just the food. Gathering the board. At this point, you really want farms. You really need a lot of farms. Looks like he's gonna switch to... oh, the Spearman. Gonna be a good choice here. Once you see a lot of Sipahi, probably you will be thinking about Spearman. And Louis is not producing more Springles, so he should be okay going with that. The problem is you're gonna lose a lot of mobility. You're gonna see some walls happening for LucifroN now. Let's take a look at Louis' base. Louis is also gonna be running out of food, and he doesn't have any single farm. However, he still have 3 units. And that's what matters when you're in the Imperial Age with Ottomans. Food is just a commodity, you know? You just get away with that. Gonna put a keep here, that's a big move. You still have the amount of gold in this gold main. He's pulling a lot of villagers here. And I don't think LucifroN has the army to stop this. I'm putting the gold here, even though it's not ideal position. That's good enough for denying LucifroN from getting this gold vein. Leaving him with 2 gold veins here at the back. And that's not a lot of gold considering you are in the Imperial Age, you want those elite upgrades, university, all that stuff. You have much gold depth. And Ottomans don't need a lot of gold when they are in the Imperial Age, they can just produce units. Let's take a look at the Vizier point. It's gonna be producing Janissaries or Lancers. Let's take a look what's his choice. It's gonna be Lancers. Not gonna be going for Janissaries, even though LucifroN pretty much commit to going for Elite Knights. He doesn't have the economy to sustain Elite Knight production. And that's the problem when going with all these all-in strategies, you know? Like, there's a point where you just pull back, you just don't have the economy to keep pushing like this. LucifroN wanna start raiding now, but it's gonna be pretty hard for him because Louis' economy is pretty much based on the military schools at the moment. Still quite a lot of food left in the map, especially berries. Not the best food to eat, but still he has some deer back here. So I don't think he's gonna be thinking about a farm transition anytime soon. Meanwhile, LucifroN, let's take a look at how many farms he has. 19 farms at the moment. Not the best amount, but it's gonna be better than nothing for sure. LucifroN gonna go for a culverin. Gonna be trying to take down this keep. We already know what his main strategy at this point. Making a culverin pretty much means that I need this gold no matter what. The problem is there's a big boy here and can't take down a culverin if you're not very careful. Oh, LucifroN just having not a premium army. It's just spearmen and horsemen. It's just not gonna be doing much at the moment. Meanwhile, Louis is producing knights for free. Have great bombard. Have the mech there. Culverin gonna be doing work here, and Louis, it's getting biology now. That's a huge deal considering you have a lot of Zipagis and pretty much a lot of knights. They're producing extra knights. Have 12 more to come. And LucifroN just needs to push here. A big Zipagi army trying to flank LucifroN's culverin. Not gonna happen with the spearman around here. And the problem is this great bombard. You need to be careful, otherwise your culverin not gonna be here for long enough. Looks like LucifroN is gonna split his army. He's gonna send those probably to flank the great bombard, but there's too much army happening here. Also, big raid happening here, but Louis is already there with his own knights, and spearman's just gonna be charging here. Not enough spearmen against this Zipagi. Zipagi is probably the only horseman that can deal decently against spearmen. They tend to do quite good. Very good damage, very good range. And now very good HP. LucifroN is gonna be switching to archers. There is not enough gold at the moment. I will have to go for pure wooden units. Switching to archers in Imperial Age when there is no gold pretty much says that I have no gold. This is the best unit I can have for wood, especially if I manage to get incendiary arrows somehow. God, they're gonna do fine. But they're not ideal in this situation because there's a lot of Zipagi. We need a lot more spearmen. And Louis just gonna be pushing with a huge army here. Equal army numbers. not so much equal army value. You can see how Louis is having like 15,000 army value, whereas LucifroN has 9,000. More, and it's just gonna get worse. More Great Bombards coming, more Knights. And LucifroN will try to probably go for a raid to slow Louis down, but at this point, Louis' economy doesn't rely too much on villagers. Like, even if he has a huge raid, it's not gonna stop him from producing these units. This is a huge army. Huge army right here. Very brave horsemen. And there you go. This goes a raid for LucifroN. Like, he needs to start raiding. But that means your army, it's gonna be split. And probably Louis is gonna sense that, okay, like you send a lot of horsemen here. I think I can get away with just pushing with this army. The Springle doing work. And Culverins trying to stay alive, but it's just really hard at the moment. Bombard's just gonna keep pushing here. And Knights and Tipagi are just gonna cling everything here. And LucifroN taps out. Well played by these two guys. I hope you enjoyed this match. I certainly did. And if you want to see more AO4 games, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.